What is up, riders? Welcome back to the BWS 50 build, and today we've heard what you've been saying and we're going to install a stronger crank. Okay, like I said, you guys have been telling us how many times that we need to put a stronger crank in. I thought the crank was fine, but of course you guys know the best, so we are going to do a crank upgrade today as well as a few other pieces. So let's check out what we got. First thing is we're not going to go with a Stage 6 crank. I don't see the point in that, so we're going to go with this Motoforce Street Race crank. It is their racing division crank. It's still got the 10mm gudgeon pin, so this will work with the piston and the kit that we already have. It says it's much stronger, so we're going to go with this, not Stage 6. I know we're on a little bit of a budget. What do you guys think of this crank? Do you think it's going to work? I think it's going to work perfectly. It is much stronger than OEM. Then for the drive, remember I've been talking about getting a clutch upgrade. So again, we're going with a Motoforce Racing clutch bell and clutch. So we've got this awesome clutch bell with the cooling fins, the nice orange design. It's a lot cheaper than Stage 6 and Molossi, and this is the route that we want to go. Then this is the clutch that goes with it. It's a 107 clutch. It's also fully adjustable. You've got springs that you can change. I believe there are also weights in here. So this and this clutch bell are going to be perfect. You have seen this in another video. We've put this in my BWS 100. So if you want to check that installation out, check it out in the pop-up above. Then along with that, I'm not sure if I need to upgrade my torque driver. A lot of the time they do wear the pins. I think mine's pretty good, but nonetheless, I want to change it out for this Motoforce. It's basically a stock one. I don't think I'm going to gain much performance from it. But that being said, I did buy a Motoforce Racing half sheave. So this is the sliding sheave with the grooves. And these come with 3 sets of grooves. They're all different. We've got 2 straight that have a different angle and then 1 that's curved. So this is going to be quite interesting. And what we're going to do is take off this half, put on this half, and test it out that way. So that's going to be our drive upgrade. So we're going to get to that, but first things first, we need to strip the bike. Let's do that.
Okay guys, so the motor's out. That was way easier than what I expected. Pretty much in half the time of the BWS 100. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull the drive apart. Once this is all off, we're going to flip it around, pull the exhaust off, start stripping the whole motor down. Let's get into it. Hey guys, so the drive is out. I've stuck it in the box. If you want to see the video that we did on this one, it's part 2. The link is down below. We're going to flip this around and do the rest of the motor on the other side. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've pulled the stator assembly off. I've pulled off the oil pump gears and stuff now, but as you can see over here, we won't be able to get the pump out without the cylinder off. So next thing to do now, let's pull the cylinder and the head off. Okay, so we can see a few marks on the piston here. Generally speaking, these are normally like cold seizure type marks or cold pickups where the cylinder expands a bit, the piston expands a bit quicker than the cylinder. But this is a little bit concerning. It has picked up a little bit. Could also be lubrication. We'll need to look into that. We may ditch the oil pump and go premix, but we haven't quite decided yet which route we want to take. Okay guys, so we've stripped everything down, I've loosened all the bolts, taken out the swing arm pin from here, well, knocked it out. We're going to use a puller to go in here and just press the casings apart. I don't want to hit on anything. Yeah, let's do that. Okay guys, we've stripped the motor down. While we've got everything stripped down, we're going to do a few matching of the Stage 6 barrel and the casings. You can see this is what we're going to take out. Just match it up with the cylinder transfer ports, and then also we're going to do this section of the cylinder on the center transfer. We're going to take that away, clean it up nicely, flow it, and of course on there as well. So yeah, let's get cracking on that. Fuck. Oh, what the hell? Let's clean the nozzle. What the fuck? Jeez, like it.
What is happening?
Oh, fuck.
I give up. I give up.
What the hell? This is so horrible.
Okay. Okay, so the engine is pretty much all blueprinted and done and needs to get a good clean, all the metal filings off. Like we said, we want to get this coated in something, either paint or ceramic coat, and I'm sure they cannot ceramic coat on this. So we're going to get this vapor blasted and get this thing nice and clean.
1 week later.
Right guys, we got the cases back from vapor blasting and they're looking clean. Yeah, literally. Super clean. So this looks sprayed. I mean, it looks super neat, but vapor blasted inside and out. We're gonna put this back together very soon, but check it out. Here's the other half to the casings, and then we also did the bolt cover, which I haven't actually opened yet. Ooh. So this was white, but it was dirty. It was kind of had chips all over it. So we're gonna re-powder coat this or paint this actually. Looking clean. So what we've actually decided to do is we're gonna spray these because we kind of got some intel from the insiders, and for longevity and the thickness and all this and that, we want to go with paint. And we're gonna paint the inside too. Check how clean that is. So we're gonna paint the inside of the belt cover and the inside of the CVT area so that it kind of looks neat, clean. Not sure what color yet, but yeah, pretty much looking quite neat and clean, solid.
3 weeks later.
And we're back. It's been a couple of weeks, but we've sent the engine off for paint and we've got that back. But before we check that out, let's look at some more parts that have arrived, which we're going to be installing today. Firstly, with the whole gearbox and all the kind of stuff that we already showed you, we have this awesome Stage 6 gear case cover. Look at this, Stage 6 in black. Because this whole build's going to be purple, I can't go too orange. So this Stage 6 anodized black gear case cover, and it comes with the O-rings and whatnot. So that's going to go on. I think it's going to look amazing, especially with the color of the engine casings that we've gone. Which, speaking of, let me know in the comments down below what color you would have chosen for your BWS, or what I should have chosen for my purple one. I'm not going to tell you what we did yet. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next up, let's talk about the intake. So I have bought this Stage 6 intake kit. So this is going to go onto the Stage 6 Mark II Street Pro cylinder kit. And this is going to have all the bits and bobs for that kit. We've got the intake manifold that we're going to be using. So this one will go straight onto the cylinder over here. And then this allows us to run a traditional V-shaped reed block. Whereas traditionally on this, it runs the one petal. So this is going to look quite cool there. We're going to run the Viton Reed Valve, and we're going to run, I think, probably one of these intakes. But we've got everything we need in here. We've got gaskets, we've got pedals, we've got screws. So this kit is going to be quite awesome. And along with that, we're going to have to upgrade the carburetor. So we've gone not too crazy. I don't think we've gone too crazy. But everyone that I've seen has said run a 21mm. The Motoforce 21mm carb. It is not a flat slide or anything, but this is going to be much, much bigger than what's on there now. I think this is going to be awesome. Just under double the size, diameter, and yeah, we're going to install that all today. All right, so we've got the engine over here. I've hidden it a little bit, but we have decided, because the scooter is purple, the wheels are white. I thought, what color should we spray it? And I've ended up going with a complete white engine. Check this out. So we've gone with the white. Let me know what you think. I mean, I think Dad and I like it. It is a bit bold. I think it might be a bit much with the white wheel and everything. But I just really wanted to do something different. And yeah, let me know if you guys like it or not. But it's going to look quite sick. And the aluminium parts and cylinder and everything is going to look quite clean and crisp. So I'm super excited. So without further ado, let's get cracking.
Okay guys, that is looking absolutely sick. Can't get over how nice this looks. Gearbox is back together again, so now we're going to go and install the crankshaft. Let's do it. Okay guys, the crankshaft is in. This one did catch us off guard, so I'll show you quickly what happened was when we put the casing back over, it bit onto the shaft before they met. So all we did was we just systematically just evenly tighten the casing down. The problem with that is it causes tension between the main bearing and the crank. So what we do is we normally just tap it on the edge of the main bearing here so that it settles the tension, or releases the tension I should say. And what we're going to do now is just put some two-stroke oil on the bearings just to lube them up, and then we're going to assemble the top end. So let's do that.
Sweet, the top end is all together. Oh, this thing is looking so sick with the black cover, the black screws, the aluminium and the white is looking so sick. I'm going to go ahead and ruin it, I think, maybe, because the bike is going to be purple and white. I've pretty much decided to go that route. We're going to run some intake screws and they're going to be purple from STR8. So let's get to fitting the intake and installing these cool screws, and let's get one step closer to firing this thing up. Let's do it. So guys, I didn't really explain this properly, but we are taking off the standard stoppers for the reed valve and we're going to run the dual stage reed petals. So that's what I'm installing here now, and this is just going to allow it to open in 2 stages, kind of, I don't know, kind of open in 2 stages, and then the stoppers are really small, so I think that's going to work well. I also want to give a huge shout out to Bernard, aka Uncle Bernie from Jamworks, who did all the paint work on this engine and will be doing all the paint work in the future, so stick around for those videos, as well as if you want to check out his links, they'll be down below. I also didn't say, but I had to cut down these aluminium screws so that they could fit and not stick out the back. So I cut these off with a hacksaw and they fit perfectly. Alright, the intake's on. We've gone with the dual valve reed petals. What is it? Dual stage reed petals. We've got the intake on. I was thinking of putting the purple screws over here. I forgot that we have to put them in 2 places. But if the shroud's going to cover this, it's probably better to put them here. So I've gone ahead and put them here, and we've got these nice stainless screws for this. So that's going to work perfectly. Now it's time to install the Motoforce 21mm. So let's get this. And it's actually going to be super quick. It's not going to take long, right? Oh, it's a clamp. Okay. So clamp. Just wet the edge, wet the inside. Alright, let's do this. Easy. Alright, the top end's basically done, the intake's done, the carburetor's, well, sort of done, it's on. But we're going to speed through the ignition side. So we're going to do that. But before we do that, I want to show you on this side, we are eliminating the oil pump. So we've got this blank off cap, and this is basically just going to go in there, and we're going to basically eliminate the oil pump that sits there and at least close it off so no dirt gets in there. Just wanted to show you guys that before we speed through all of this. So once we put this all back together, we'll get on to the fun stuff, which is the drive. So let's do that. Alright, so we sped through the stator. One thing I actually forgot to mention is we have this STR8 fan and it's in like a dipped carbon. So I thought, let's just put it on. I forgot to say that we had this. We didn't have this for this build, but why not? I think it looks quite sick. So we've put this on. You won't really see it, but I'll know it's there. And I think it just goes really nicely with the build. So next up, we're going to be fitting the exhaust and we're doing the drive. I want to keep it exposed and we'll do the shrouds right at the end so that I can take a look at all the awesome parts before they get closed up and never to be seen again. Well, maybe to be seen again if we modify it more. But nonetheless, let's get the exhaust on, let's get the drive fitted, and let's see what this thing's going to look like. Let's do that. Alright, wheels on. You can kind of see that the whites don't match, but we're going to fix that hopefully in a future video. So let me know what wheels we should run. I think I want to go with a disc conversion on this. I'm thinking either these like nitro wheels over here, or should we run BWS wheels, the alloy wheels? What should we do? Let us know in the comments down below. But right now, we're going to get onto the drive, so let's do that. Sure, the drives on is looking super clean, bit of mismatch with the colors. If only there was purple stuff we could do to this build other than the screws. But nonetheless, the best part, or one of the best parts for me, the exhaust. So let's install that. Alright guys, it's time to put on the belt cover. So we've assembled everything for the kickstart lever. So all the gears are back on. It looks quite clean. So these are original, these aren't new. Just gave them a bit of a clean. We were just prepping everything and we went to put the cover on. And to be honest, there's no nuts on here, but we were worried that this nut is sitting too proud. So we put this on and it wasn't fitting. So took off the nut and it's still not fitting. So unfortunately, this clutch bell, because of the cooling fins, are a little bit too wide. And what's happening is it's not fitting in where these ribs are. So if we had known and if we had checked, we would have had to just file these down before we painted it. We could file them down now, but what I want to do is I want to go ahead and use the stock clutch bell, which is going to fit in there, and it should work with our Motoforce clutch. And now everything fits perfectly. So we found the problem. It's not a big train smash for now. We'll just run the stock one. But what I do want to do is actually get maybe the stage 6 one. Let me know if you guys think that's a really good option. I'm not too sure. That's why I just went with the Motoforce, because we run these in the hundreds and they're for the 50. So I just assumed it would work, but I'm guessing this is for the Aerox. So let's bolt everything up, get it all together, put the shrouds on now, and then put it into the frame. Alright, we've got everything back on. Whew, finally done. Now comes the time where we're going to put this whole engine back into the frame and then put it all back together, and then the tuning starts. So let's do that. Okay, change of plan. I don't know if you know, when you're building a PC, you don't close it up before you start it. I've actually got one more thing that I want to put on. I've got a side stand from Motoforce, so we're going to put that on, take it to the bench, and see if she fires up. The carb is completely unset, so let's see what happens. Nice, another shade of white, I love it. It's good to see you rolling again, eh?
Well, I don't know about rolling yet.
Well, I mean,
You're gonna sit on the tank.
I don't know if I'm gonna ride it.
Or you just want to start it up.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start it up. Well, let's just see.
Who's gonna start it?
Well, you can start it up.
I don't mind.
All right. How many kicks you think? Many.
Well, the choke's not connected, so hang on, we can choke it ourselves. Okay, now I've flooded it. Not too bad. Doesn't want to idle, so just keep my hand on the brake. So far so good. The idling is like all the way up, which is a little bit concerning, but just want to make sure the cable's loose. The last thing we want is the cable to stick. Shit! Oh my hell! Look, something. It's a little bit like hesitant, but when it hits like that power band, then I think it'll be maybe a bit better if there's like a fault on, because obviously with nothing there, it's not really optimizing like the flow properly.
All right, guys, we've taken it for a spin. It's running okay. It's running all right. The throttle cable, when we put it in, it's not the right one. The choke also isn't even connected, right?
Yeah, no air filter. It hasn't been jetted. We basically just took everything out the box and just stuck it on and started it up and rode it. Got to sort the choke out, air filter, and then set up. We may even change some drive settings.
Yeah, since we've got the torque driver with all those settings, roller weights, we're going to play around with it. But that's going to be it for this video. So if you are enjoying this type of content, let us know in the comments, like and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you will be notified for every single upload of our BWS 70cc. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and we will check you in the next one. Peace.